Baseless claims about a link between vaccines and developmental disorders have fueled the so-called anti-vaxxer movement for years now. But in Texas, the anti-vaxxers are motivated by something else: an unconditional commitment to personal freedom, even at the expense of public health.
The parent decides whether their children get vaccinated or not. That is it in a nutshell.
In 2003, about 2,000 kids in Texas held exemptions, allowing them to opt out of vaccinations for non-medical reasons. Today, that number has risen to almost 45,000. More than 20 vaccine-related bills were introduced in the recently completed 85th Texas legislative session. And while some of those bills promote vaccinations, others definitely don't. 31-year-old Republican State Representative Briscoe Cain is a member of the state's Freedom Caucus.
Why is the debate about vaccines so strong in Texas? Is this something specific to Texas?
It's kind of something in our history, in our DNA, that we desire to be free from government intervention in our lives.
From your perspective, what's the vaccine choice debate about?
The parent should have the ability to decide whether or not their child takes medicine or receives an injection. It's about liberty.
So it's not about vaccines themselves or their safety?
For some it is. For me personally, it has nothing to do with the science or debating the science of vaccines.
Do you get vaccines yourself?
I do.
Do you have children?
I do. And they've been vaccinated.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up getting the flu shot every year.
Mm-hmm.
It's purely, but it was at my own choosing.
Some vaccines are only like 97% protective. So hypothetically, if your child were to get the measles from a child who wasn't vaccinated, how would you feel about that?
It's troubling. My child got the measles.
I mean, there's an outbreak right now in Minnesota.
I believe that personal liberty, or my personal liberty, stops at the person of another.
What about when a person's personal liberty infringes on somebody else's safety?
I believe that in the hierarchy of rights, that liberty is higher than safety and security.